Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis.
Hey guys, it's James with the Chart Guys. It is Tuesday, March 7th. Going to do my video on gold. So you can see at the bottom here, gold had this nice TCG bull cross. Again, a TCG bull cross is when the 4 EMA crosses above the 8 EMA, and inversely, a TCG bear cross is when the 4 EMA crosses below the 8 EMA. So we had this nice signal here to go along in gold on the daily, and it was confirmed by the TCG bull cross here on the weekly. Now, the signal to exit is always when there's a bear cross. So the first signal came on this gold bounce here, and then another signal to enter came here, and now we're getting a signal to clearly exit here. And so right now there's no reason to be long gold. The play is obviously short. There is a potential here for an oversold bounce, and you can see that the daily is coming up on this 100 MA on the daily. And if you go to the 4-hour time frame, zoom in here for you guys, you can see on the 4-hour time frame that gold is very oversold. And the last time gold was that oversold on the 4-hour time frame was here, and we got a nice bounce. So something to watch for as the daily comes up on this 100 MA of support is to watch for a potential bounce here. Again, the bounce is only to be played for an oversold bounce. I would not go long midterm or even a swing trade on gold. I wouldn't do more than a day trade really, playing this gold bounce until you get this TCG bull cross happening again. And to do that, the first step that gold has to do is it has to get back above this 8 EMA here and close above it, which is currently on daily at 1233.40. So first step is to play it longer term or midterm time frame is you want to see gold regain this 8 EMA and then get a TCG bull cross, and then obviously get back above this 20. And the difference between this bounce here and any potential bounce here is that we still had 20 EMA support, and on the daily we're losing all exponential moving averages of 4 and 8. We have a TCG bear cross, and we lost the daily middle Bollinger Band 20 MA, and those are all bearish signals. So again, this play off this 100 MA on gold is just for an oversold bounce based on the 4-hour chart. It could be a big bounce or it could be a small bounce, but I wouldn't play anything beyond the day trade without some stronger signals on the daily. And on the weekly here off with gold, you'd see that it's losing the 8 EMA after gaining it here. We do still have 20 EMA support, the middle Bollinger Band on the weekly, which is at 1207, something to watch for to see if there is any bounce there. But all indications right now is that gold is not a bull play. And if you look at the longer term time frames of the monthly and see where you want to see where gold is rejecting here. So you can clearly see that the 50 MA here is clear resistance. So we have a rejection here and another rejection on this bounce attempt from these lows on gold that we recently had. Also potentially you can see this decreasing bull volume here. Something else to be aware of. So must hold the 20 MA on the monthly. This is for a longer term time frame for those who are longer term investors. Must hold the 20 MA on the monthly, and eventually you want to break this. So you can see that the price is squeezing here, getting tighter and tighter between the 20 MA and the 50 MA on the monthly. Now, if we go to gold miners, I use gold miners and gold charts independently just because there's more factors that weigh on gold miners than just the gold chart. Recently, earnings obviously weren't great on a lot of the miners, which caused a big dump. It also gave us a heads up on the gold dump coming, because miners dumped well before gold did. And today, if you look at GDXJ, even though the senior miners GDX and Nugget were red, GDXJ and JNUG, I believe they both finished green. Yeah. So the junior miners were much stronger. So on any gold bounce play, let me go to the daily. So on any gold bounce play, I would play the junior miners just because they were stronger today and showed more strength. And again, the miners led gold to the downside. So seeing junior miners hold up pretty strong here today relative to gold could be a sign that gold's going to have that bounce based on the four-hour oversold RSI. But be mindful that every bounce attempt on the daily, we're still setting lower highs and lower lows. So again, we have this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So the first thing to change the trend is tomorrow, if there is a bounce and there is a legit bounce, we want to see a break of the high of this candle, which is currently at 34.47 tomorrow on GDXJ. And on any gold miners chart, GDX, GDXJ, JNUG, Nugget, they're all setting on the daily lower lows and lower highs. So first thing, trend change on the daily, you want to see a close above the high of today tomorrow on that 4-hour oversold bounce if it plays out significantly. And on any pullback, you want to set a higher low. And you can see that once it got this TCG bear cross on the daily, you can see the bearishness of it. And again, there's no point of playing these gold miners for more than a bounce on oversold conditions than it just being that, an oversold bounce, until the daily gives us some more signals. And honestly, for me, to go into a swing trade longer term or even midterm, it's going to have to regain this 80 MA and give us this a nice TCG bull cross here, right, on the daily. So scouting an oversold bounce tomorrow on gold, potentially a trend change with junior miners showing us that there's potential trend change coming, but again, just consider it an oversold bounce until you see more on the daily. And another thing to be scouting, obviously, is the US dollar, because gold does trade inverse to the US dollar. But what I will be watching for on gold is to see if it sets a lower high than the recent high it set last week of 102.27. Let's see if it shows any weakness when it gets to those levels. But as you can see, gold broke the high of a higher high from this candle here, which was at 101.75. So right now, dollar is very bullish on the daily, and gold is very bearish. So you want to see a trend change in the dollar as well. Another chart to be watching for. You guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.